For the record, once you understand this, controlling a human being, brain, speech, senses, perceptions, and physical movements, like a Hollywood performer. Once you understand the weapon they're attacking us with, the radio signal, weaponized neurology. Weaponized neurology. Once you understand its capabilities and that they have attacked people with this, you understand how they've done all kinds of crimes, including all the way back to John F. Kennedy, the president. It explains how Oswald and the rest, it explains how that assassination took place. George Bush Sr. would have had a radio on him. There was a radio in the car. There was obviously a PA system all throughout the public. They were using the open airwaves and those devices to transmit. They knew back in 1963 how to do this. Do you understand? I think this is what John F. Kennedy was speaking of when he said that there were dark forces in our country. I don't know what to tell you. If you understand the weapon they've let loose and have been using, then you understand how they did all these crimes. And the biggest thing is the getting over the disbelief and the shock of who it is that's been doing them, and that it's been going on that long, and that it's that serious. And while I'm at it, in the previous little note to myself, I mentioned Aaron Alexis. I also want to mention Myra May. Here was a nice young man who had been a federal prosecutor in New Mexico. An attorney, federal prosecutor. Literally murdered by the Joint Task Force. And since, across state lines, it means that FBI's involved, of course. Well, it's a given they're involved. It doesn't necessarily mean they're not. Because these are crimes over open airwaves. It's called bioterrorism on the FBI's website. But they're committing it with these unified attack groups. It's how 9/11 took place. It's how all these little insignificant daily news crimes took place. Oh, and why I'm at it. Somebody should kick somebody's ass in Texas. Because I get how you're doing that weather modification with the ionizations, negative and positive. Because somebody's messed with my stuff in this property to show me things that obviously they want revealed, but not really, because if they really wanted it revealed, it would go beyond just what I'm sitting there spewing and blah, blah, blah. But they obviously want it said for some reason, so I can understand how they mess with the weather and the temperature, and because it's more than just your physical sensations, they're doing something in an area. But back to Harvey, there was a scene on the news where people in a age home, I guess, were sitting in chairs with water up to their waist, above the chairs, lounge chairs. They used this weapon on them people. They didn't get them out. They neurologically immobilized people there. And not that would, if you already had a handicap to begin with from something they did to them, they had them sitting there in that. What you need to also understand, the system already knows. When they say people are missing, no, they fucking aren't. If the language is too strong, don't listen to my tapes. Because this is infuriating that they're getting away with these crimes. They look us in the frickin' face and lie. They know when people are missing, where they are. They know when people escape, where they are. They're doing biometric surveillance and tracking 24/7 on all of us. They know where people are. They're just playing stupid to the rest of us. When somebody's dead, they already know it. There was a murder down in South Carolina. And when somebody started attacking me, of course, I believed in telepathy and all this other stuff, still do. But right now, they're really messing with the brain. So I'm just totally disregarding a lot. But somebody had the audacity to try to, play that game. Oh, you got telepathy. So what do you think? Is she alive or dead? There was a woman that was missing, that some man had murdered. And it was on the news from South Carolina. And they were looking for her. Had him in custody, but they were looking for her. Didn't know if she was alive or not. And I don't think she was the first death. And while they gave me some kind of synthetic, she's still alive, they already knew she was dead. So when you hear about these children missing, they already know where they are, already know what's going on. They're involved in it. We got a form of transhumanism running on the computer. And I love you, Anthony Patch. I love all your stuff. But at this point, this is old school stuff. This old school's been around. They haven't opened any dimensions or portals. They've been doing these crimes for 60 years, according to the man next door. That's a long time. But this is considered old school. Radio frequencies, radio signals, acoustics. Old school, old school. That's it for these notes for this minute.